You know what time it is. The official Deadlock Streetbrawl tier list. Unlike the normal game mode, Streetbrawl plays very differently. There's no farming. Everyone has the same net worth. And obviously, teamfight characters that are really strong in teamfights are better, right? Whereas pick-off characters like Haze that want to look for single pick-offs don't seem to perform as well in this mode because it's always a 4v4. Which means, naturally, it feels like characters that do a lot of AoE stuff, especially characters that have really good AoE ults, do a lot better. Because you're gonna have an ult every single round, at least, right? Multiple ults, and usually it's like 2 ults around, because you get it back so fast. So, with all that being said, I've played Streetbrawl for the last 69 hours, even though the update only has been out for like 12. So I'll give you my tier list for Streetbrawl for every rank. And we'll start with Abrams, and I think Abrams is actually an insanely good character in this mode. If you don't really have a tank in this mode, it is really hard to initiate. And if the enemy has a tank, you kind of lose. And Abrams can go in 1v4, get a stun, and get your team a free kill. And then he can also get out with the ultimate, right? So it's an AoE ult, it's an AoE charge. Abrams is easily S tier in this mode. Next up, Bebop. And Bebop is the first like Thanos character in this game. There's like 3 Thanos characters. And the reason Bebop is Thanos is Hyper Beam is crazy. You're gonna have the fight in the lane and you want to push creeps. And Bebop, Hyper Beam is amazing at both, right? Like he can sit back behind your tower, laser beam down the lane, nuke the entire wave, and then nuke anyone that comes into line of sight. Even when you try to hide in the Veil, Bebop can do massive amounts of damage. As long as you get Lightning Scroll as one of your items, you kind of win the game for free. Like, he's crazy. Top 3 characters. Which is funny, because Bebop in normal mode right now is actually really shit. Billy, I've played a lot. I think he's okay. He's not like Abrams level because he can't charge in, but like he's a decent tank, so I'll put him B tier. His ult is really strong, but like it's really hard to find a good build with him. I almost want to put him A tier. I think I'm gonna put him A tier. The ult is obviously good, AoE, right? And bash down, if you hit multiple targets, you get value, but I don't rate him as highly because it's very hard to find a good build with him, right? There's RNG to the items you get when you select before each round. And half the items are not that great for Billy, right? Like, you kind of want the melee items, you kind of want items that make your close range damage better. Like, one game, I just played a game where I got, like, long range twice, like, in 2 rounds, and I couldn't really build anything good. So, Billy A tier. Calico, I think, is actually quite weak in this. For the simple reason, like, she can go in, right? But, like, she's a pick-off assassin character that can one-shot one person. She can't really do a lot of AoE damage, especially with her Gloom Bombs. Usually you put the Gloom Bombs on one person. So it's really, really hard to do massive AoE damage. And for that reason alone, Calico is just not that great. The mode is obviously a lot about stuns, right? Like a lot of people like get curses instantly, get like focus lenses, silence waves. And when Calico gets hit by those, she's just not great. So Calico, C tier. Dorman, I think I've seen exactly once in this game mode, and I think he's absolute dog shit. His ult is a single target spell, and it's not like super. You can't really set up a kill with it, right? Like the ult of Dorman is a catch ult, where you ult someone and then your team comes and then you kill them after. But because the enemy will always have 3 other people around, it's still gonna turn out to be a 4v4. So Dorman ult is just a stall. So in this mode it just doesn't work. Door is really not great to use, right? Like the main strategy with Door is like putting it on your walker, dislocating or relocating one enemy back to your, like Dorman is a character that is really made for Deadlock, the normal game mode, but in Streetbrawl he doesn't do anything. Like he just doesn't work in this game mode. And the same is the case for Drifter, where Drifter is good in isolated fights, but there's 4 people in the lane. So he has a spell that is active exactly 0% of the time. You know who isn't bad? Dynamo. Is he S+? I think Dynamo will put S tier. Because, like, obviously, Black Hole, you have it once around, and that's scary. I almost want to put him S+. He doesn't, like, super scale, right? Like, other than his ult, you have, like, on Dynamo, the ult cooldown is so long, you will have it once a fight. Unless you get Refresher, then you have it twice. But, you know, 1 Black Hole is enough a lot of the time. So he's an SD character, but he's like not meta-defining like Bebop, I want to say. Great Talon. I think another... I'm gonna put him C tier. Again, single target damage doesn't do great. He can sit in the back and get like an AoE owl sometimes, right? But Again, you're not really catching people with the owl. Like, yeah, you can finish off kills, but like otherwise he's just not good at anything. Like, there's really nothing to talk about other than the fact that he needs very specific items to be useful, just like Billy, just the other way around, where you need either like a lot of spirit or a lot of long range abilities. Not great. Same for Haze. I'm gonna put Haze B because I think she scales pretty well in this mode. Like, once you get like a full build ready with ult and you have like Unstoppable, she is very scary, right? Like, the ult is good, but until then, Haze is a single target pick-off character. And for the same reason as Dorm and being D tier, Haze is just not great. You have to take so long to build up fixation, and in a mode, in a 4v4, the person that gets fixated is gonna hide and you won't be able to kill them off. You just don't do enough damage fast enough. I just don't think the character is great. But again, like in the later rounds, when it gets to like round 4 or 5, she becomes really strong. So I'll still put her in B. Holiday, I think solid. Just like Billy. The thing with Holiday is she can go in immediately, get a lasso, and immediately turn the fight into like a 3v4, right? Infernus, also A tier, I want to say. Better than in the normal mode. If you run dash, right, and you put some range on your dash, or you run ult, it is a good AoE ult, and a lot of the time the enemies will be clumped up, so there is a lot of playmaking potential for Infernus, but he's just not amazing at anything here, right? Like, he does die very fast. He can stay alive pretty well with the flame dash, and he can be very annoying if you don't kill him. So I'll rate Infernus A tier. Ivy, I think, is an SD character, unironically, in this mode. A, because she's like one of the best characters to push the lane with, like Katsu bombs. AoE, the entire lane gets nuked and the enemy can't push you, right? And the way the game mode works is you need your creeps to end up at an enemy tower to even deal damage to the tower. Ivy is very strong, and ult, Ivy ult, if you max it, early silence, 4-man silence, wins you teamfights by itself. Plus Ivy, there's so many stunts going on. Ivy, I found, is a very good counter to the big ultimates, which is Bebop ult, for example, right? Like, Ivy can just go in, stone form, cancel the big ultimates, like 7, like Bebop, and I guess, because I brought up 7, we'll do this now. 7 is also one of the 3 S+ tier characters in this mode. In lane, in a 4v4, there's not that many places to hide. Usually the 7 ult is the entire map. Balls, if you get range on them, and radius, sorry, you can kind of nuke the wave, nuke the, you know, like, nuke the entire place. The enemy can't fight into you. 7 is a really good AoE team fighter, and because there's always going to be 4 enemies in the fight, you will gain a lot of value. A multi-target character like 7 is just better than the single target carries in this mode, which I guess we're gonna go to Wraith now, because she's like the single target, like, carry kind of character, but she's just okay, just like Haze. The longer the game goes, the better she performs, but she needs kind of, like, it's kind of hard to make her work. Like, she needs a specific set of items, and it's single target damage, and she dies very easily, especially in the early rounds. It's kind of like the same as with the normal Deadlock mode. In the first 1-2 rounds, you're not gonna do anything, right? And you're kind of holding your team back. Kelvin, another S. Is Kelvin S? I think yes. Kelvin, just not quite as potent as Dynamo, but you can turn a teamfight around by just hitting a fat dome, right? If you hit a dome on like 2 enemies and you have like 3 of your teammates in the dome, you just win the game for free. Kelvin Dome is the second best ultimate in the game after Dynamo, I want to say, and it works really, really well in this game mode. Lady Geist, I think she's actually solid. If you ask me about normal Deadlock, I would rate her S+, but again, mostly, well, actually I take that back. I was gonna say mostly single target damage. Geist bombs are very strong in this, right? Geist bombs are very strong, and again, life swap, and in a 4v4 brawl, you will get the life swap off if you play properly. I'll rate her A tier. I think she's very solid. Really no weaknesses, I want to say. Not like hyper carry. Again, the hyper carries in this mode are the AoE characters that can lock you down, which, the best single target lockdown. Do we put Moen Krillin S+ for this, or S? I think it's probably an S tier character, right? Super annoying because he has ult like twice in the fight, and if he gets a grab on you and you die so fast, right? Like, your team needs something to cancel the ult with, otherwise the enemy team gets a free kill. Lash, I think, is the third S+ tier character. Just like Bebop and 7, Lash has an insane AoE ult. He can stay alive for a long time. He can go in, initiate, and get out usually. I think Lash is insane in this mode. S+, you might be correct. I'll put him S tier. I just thought of the third character I want to put in S+, and Lash is not quite that level. But again, the ult is fat, and you will get multiple people. McInnes, I think very solid. I've seen a few different builds. I think Wall can help. Get the team in, get the team out, and the heal obviously helps with the AoE. I actually have to upgrade her to A, because I think the AoE heal really helps, because multiple people on your team will benefit from it. And she can also, depending on if you're running turrets, she can be very annoying. She's very solid as a support in this mode. She can do a lot of things, right? Her ult is still kind of shit, but like everything else about her kit in this mode works. I think she's just very good. Which, this might be a shocker. Shocker, Metro not rating Mina as plus tier. So here's the simple reason. Mina is like the best 1v1 assassin character in the game. And in normal Deadlock, she's also like obviously very strong in lane. But in this mode, you cannot do the thing where you go in, nuke someone. There's 4 people in front of you. So it's just really hard to get full value out of Mina. Because she does die easily in these fights. And she, I mean, she has sustain, but like, not that much. I think she's B tier, low B tier. Like, she just isn't great in this, because she really wants to take isolated 1v1s, 1v2s, and this mode doesn't allow for it. Which brings me to Mina's boyfriend, which is the last SD character, S plus tier character in the game. Unlike Mina, what does Pocket have? A massive AoE ult. Affliction in lane, you get Mystic Reach, you afflict 4, you win the fight for your team. Sometimes you have it twice if you have the right build. And Pocket can just go in, AoE nuke the wave, nuke multiple enemy players, press Affliction, get out, and you're fine, and the enemy is 1 HP. Okay. Mirage, I'm gonna put really low actually. The simple reason is Mirage needs a very specific build to be online. He needs an AoE debuff, and the only way you achieve that is if you roll Ricochet and then you want to roll Silencer or Inhibitor. There's really no other good ways to build Mirage, right? Like, you need Toxic Bullets, you need specific items, and the ult, yeah, the ult is almost always useless. You can teleport back, technically. If you like in base and you're healing, you can teleport back to get into the fight. But like a strength of Mirage is that he can split push and join the fight at any time. But because the lane is always fighting, his ult basically doesn't exist, right? Mirage is not great in this mode. Paige, I think just for the same reason as Mirage, pretty weak. I almost want to put her C. I'm gonna put, no, I take that back. I think Paige ult is very strong, but Paige is on the same page. I didn't want to make that joke. I don't know why I said that. Is very good at pocketing one player and keeping them up. And in an AoE scenario where everyone takes so much damage, all the shields that she's going to put on one person are not great. Plus, again, just like with the other characters that are lower on this list, she needs very specific items to be useful, right? Like, it does, like, if you get, like, Boundless Spirit on Paige, like, yeah, your abilities are gonna do a bit more damage, but we all know you want, like, Divine Barrier, right? You want Guardian Ward early. You want Mystic Expansion, you want something like Knockdown. And if you don't get those rolls on your RNG in the first few rounds, you're kind of fucked. The only redeeming quality of Paige is that the ult is really good. You only will have it once per round, because it's a long cooldown, usually, right? If you don't have Refresher, but it's a really good ult. Same reason, Paradox, not quite on the level of Holiday, I want to say. I think Paradox is fine, but Holiday can jump it in, get the lasso, and pull the enemy to your team. Paradox, you have to swap in. And when Paradox is in, she can blow up, right? Again, there will be 4 people on the enemy team. It is riskier to use Paradox ult in this mode than it is to use Holiday ult, sorry. So, yeah, once you max the wall, it's good. But I just don't think... I think Holiday is a bit above Paradox, from what I've seen so far. Shiv, funnily enough, that character is... obviously, Shiv right now is Thanos in normal Deadlock, if you've played. Like, he's very strong. But I don't think he's that amazing in this mode for whatever reason. I guess if 4 players... If there's a lot of stuns, there's a lot of decays, a lot of knockdowns, right? Like, Shiv, if he gets disabled, he can die. Right? Like, you can shut him down and kill him. Like, I feel like he has... I don't know. I don't really know why he has troubles. I don't know why he has troubles in this mode, but I haven't seen a Shiv dominate at all. I think he just needs a very specific set of items again, right? Like, gun items are kind of useless on Shiv right now. Like, gun Shiv is not great. So he wants a lot of greens and then needs a few specific purples. Like, you kind of want decay or something. No, we're not buffing Shiv. I'm just saying Shiv is not like Thanos in this game mode. Sinclair, I have seen 0 Sinclairs in all my games. I've played over 20 now. With yesterday and today, I've played over 20 games. I've not seen a single Sinclair. So I'm gonna guess here, okay? Don't kill me if this is wrong on YouTube in the comments. If he steals the right ults, 7 ult or Bebop ult, he can do a lot, right? Like he can do a lot. I'll give Sinclair that. I think he's just a good counter. He's a good counter pick because the meta right now in this mode is big ultimates. And Sinclair is great at stealing big ultimates. Victor, surprisingly dog shit. You kind of want a frontline, right? But like, you just die. You need Infuser always. Without Infuser, you're useless. He needs such specific items that 99% of the time when you play the game, you don't get the right items and you die. Right? Yeah, he has the most specialized kit in the game. Almost on the, same level as Mirage, but he feels even worse. Vindicta, I think, is okay. She's okay. Single target pick-off character. I want to say, like, same as Great Talon. Like, that doesn't seem to do a lot. I don't know. Again, needs pretty specific items to be useful. If you don't get them, kind of weak. Viscous, I think very solid. Cube is great to save your team in these fights. Ball is good. And Viscous doesn't have to run gun. I know the meta right now is gun Viscous, but Viscous, you can actually get like something crazy like Mystic Reach on Ball and actually make a Ball build or like a splatter build. I have seen Viscouses run Spirit in this mode and actually do a lot of damage. And Puddle Punch is really good, right? You're gonna hit multiple people a lot of the time. Okay, Viper. Same story as with Mina, but Viper is even worse. She's a single target nuker. She uses all her spells on one character, and if it doesn't die, then you're useless. C tier at best. Like low C tier. Almost want to put her D. Just not great. Needs very specific items, and even if you get the items you want, she's not great. Warden is great. Warden is S tier. Last Stand. In this game mode, you can actually build ult build because, again, you have it every fight, and it's usually one big team fight. So if you get like a Warden ult with Mystic Reach, Duration, and like Lightning Scroll, you win the fight for your team, right? It's not on the same level as 7 Bebop and Pocket ult, but like it's like top 5 ults in the game, right? Like just like Dynamo and Kelvin. He's up there. Plus, he can actually carry with gun build too, right? Depending, like he's very versatile with the upgrades he can get. Yamato, good tank. Not nearly as good as Moon, Krill, and Abrams. I would classify Yamato as a frontline tank character in this mode, just like Billy, Moon, Krill, Abrams. It's not really the damage he does. You know, you need a frontline, but like having a frontline that can stun someone indefinitely or stun multiple people is just better, right? Like stuns are everything in this mode, and Yamato doesn't have one. And that's it. That's the list. Future predictions. Silver S tier because Silver is a werewolf girl. Apollo S tier because it's a new character. Celeste S tier because it's a Marvel Rivals character. Graves S tier because it's a new character. Rem S tier and Venerator S tier. That's my future predictions. If you know, you know. Last 6-0 patch, every single character that got released was completely broken butt page. And I think it's going to be the same this time around. There you go. That is my official tier list for Streetbrawl. TLDR, get big AoE ults and then roll the enemy. It's a really fun mode. I'm actually enjoying it way more than I expected to. I'll go back to like normal ranked like soon, but like this is like the mode is actually Valve cooked. Valve cooked.